Welcome into the DNVR Rockies Podcast. I am Patrick Lyons.
I'm Susie Hunter. Look at us just getting into it right away because the Rockies are on a four-game win streak, and they just swept the Brewers.
Broom season is upon us.
Broom season is here. I love some spring cleaning.
Yeah, unbelievable. Rockies 7-6 over their last 13 games. They now have 2 series wins in their last 3 series.
That's huge.
They are winning the West.
Okay, let's relax.
Oh, okay. I meant AL West. Is that more likely than the NL? I don't know. Well, who's to say? But just a good 3 days. Nothing like the Milwaukee Brewers to kind of, liven up the spirits a little bit. Getting revenge from that 2018 NLDS.
Ooh, yes, a little bit. The thing I love is that their records coming into this game, both the Brewers and the Rockies, were kind of flipped. It's like the Brewers had won twice as many games as the Rockies. The Rockies had lost twice as many games as the Brewers. So we're evening it out a little bit.
Role reversal.
Role reversal, yes.
And today's game, a 9-6 victory. Probably one of the best wins of the season. Again, you say 6 runs for the opposing team. That can't be that great, but it was comeback effort. They're down 4-0 going into the bottom of the 7th. We get our stretch, and the Rockies come through with 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th, 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th to take the lead. The defense was incredibly crisp.
So crisp.
All game long. I feel like there's been some momentum with the defense, and then you really saw it today with so many great plays. I mean, Tovar with the over-the-shoulder catch, he barely got, but he got it. Moustakas with the full extension grab. Brian Serven with a play where ball in the dirt pops up in front of him, grabs with his bare hand, fires it down to second base. Like, there was a lot of those plays. It was really fantastic to see all that work.
And also, I mean, how many games have we seen this season where, the Rockies are down 4-0 or they're down and they haven't scored anything and they don't get it together? And the fact that they not only tied it up, but it was such a great win, such a great team win.
Yeah, even going into this game, we actually caught up with Bud Black before the game to discuss kind of how they'd been doing, where they're 6-6 at 500, which, hey, maybe is the best case scenario for this team. And I asked him, Antonio Senzatela is coming back. He'll be starting Friday's game. You, of course, will be previewing that on Friday's Susie show. But Senzatela's back. The loss of Marquez, not great, but still there's this momentum that's building. And Buddy discussed that momentum earlier today before the game. Robert in the chat saying, this team is growing on me. 4 wins in a row will kind of do that for you, right?
Yeah. I gotta say, after these 4 wins in a row, the clubhouse has never been louder.
Yeah.
I think these guys needed the streak.
Actually, legitimately, the music that was playing, I have never heard louder. Like, legitimately. Yeah. It was the speakers where I was like, wow, they need to get new speakers in here because they've got it turned up to 11.
Yeah. It was such a great energy, such a great vibe.
Mark also saying he was not happy that Trejo didn't get the opportunity to come up there with runner on first and third, and then someone moved up, advanced defensive indifference kind of situation. And Harold comes up again. You like a lefty against a right-handed hitter.
He was so clutch.
He got it done. He was actually he actually had the MVP chain there for the game, so he came through in a big way with the 2 ribbies. So that was fantastic. Justin pointing out Tovar finally heating up. Like, we've been talking about this for the last week or so, that it's really started to come together for him.
Yeah, things are so much coming together for him. Also, Mark in the chat mentioned, if I squint a little bit, I can see Tovar as the superstar he could be. We talked to Mike Moustakas after the game. I'll air this clip probably in my Susie show tomorrow. But he was talking about how Tovar is so talented and so young and has such an incredible career ahead of him.
Absolutely. Yeah, he since April 23rd, most RBI on the team, that would be Ezequiel Tovar. He's got 7. Did have actually broke up the shutout. I'd forgotten that he was the first guy that came through there in the 7th to really get that rally kind of started, because there'd been an earlier point in the game where there were 2 runners on with no outs. Rockies didn't get anything done. And you go, is that going to happen again? Tovar did not allow it to happen. So in the last 10 games, he's now 11 for 35, batting .314. The defense has been there. I did talk with him a little bit before the game with Aaron Munoz, the team's interpreter. And yeah, he sounded very comfortable. He sounded very confident. And he basically discussed, like, ever since I was a kid, the defense is one part of the game, and that's it. And then when I hit, that's a completely different game. And, guys say that, and you don't maybe believe them, or you go, yeah, that makes sense, but is that really true? And hearing him say that, and that look on his face was like, oh, wow, he really just thinks it's like a different day. Like, you come into the dugout, now it's your turn to hit. It was like, oh, yesterday when I made that error at the top of the inning, like, that was a day ago. It was amazing.
That is some impressive mental work right there, to just really put things behind you half inning to half inning.
It was. Brenton Doyle beat out an infield single to break an 0-for-15 stretch at the plate. Stole second. That was that run there. 4 stolen base since being called up and making his debut on April 24th. So Rockies are winning games with Brenton Doyle. They've got the BDE, Brenton Doyle experience.
Oh my gosh.
That's what it is.
What a problematic acronym that is, but it's fantastic.
It's true. It's true. Mike Moustakas was 2 for 4 with a double, 8 for 22 through his last 8 games. You see the Rockies' flexibility. McMahon coming in to pinch run. Then Moustakas moves over to first. McMahon at third base. So that was fantastic. Kris Bryant got a hit for the Rockies in the first. Then Wade Miley shut him down until the 6th inning. He finished the game 2 for 3 with a double, 1 walk. He's playing really well. He's added the home run ball to his game, despite the fact that the Brewers fans are still booing him, even though hasn't been a member for the Cubs in like a year.
You know
2
what?
years.
Once you hate a guy, you just hate him forever.
Pretty much. He said it was an honor. He had a good answer on that.
I was going to say, it's got to be an honor to live rent-free in Brewers fans' minds.
Oh, pretty much, yeah. He enjoys that very big. Now, Elias Diaz had a great day off, right? Ryan Servin's catching.
Great day off, but was also so clutch. Just came in off the bench, was so productive. Had
the sacrifice fly that tied the game in the 7th. Came up in the 8th, another sacrifice fly. So I had to punch into the old Patty Stats app. It's an app that only I use and I know about.
Do you have an app, or are you just talking about your brain?
I don't know.
Because you are a robot, not a human being.
You need to follow, subscribe to the DNVR Sports channel on YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at DNVR_Rockies. And then over time, you will learn if that is a legitimate app or not. But 2 sacrifice fly RBI. I mean, that's how you get an RBI. Or that's how you get a sacrifice flies with an RBI. And so I looked it up. He's the 13th player to ever have 2 sacrifice flies coming off the bench. That's it. Only 13. It's only happened 13 times. I think maybe he's the 14th. But and then how many guys have done it in their only 2 plate appearances? He is now the 7th player ever to start the game on the bench and then come in and clutch. He didn't get a hit, but he got the sac fly, which was really what was needed. And that's doing your job.
Listen, it was so needed. That was, who has been more clutch than Elias Diaz right now?
That's it. If he was a handbag, you know what he would be? A clutch. You know what I'm saying?
You are on one today, Patrick.
You are on one too, because you caught up with Elias Diaz talking about how good he's been. And, could he be the Rockies' first all-star at the catcher spot? And he's certainly making the case. And, we've been talking behind the scenes a little bit in the Diehards Only Discord and our Slack just about. He deserves to get a lot more credit. So he had a good game on Tuesday night, and here you are catching up with him about how good he's been playing all season long.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I feel great. You know, I go day by day, try to do my best, and try to win the game, to help the team to win. I mean, don't try to do too much, and look for a good pitch, and have a plan every about.
2 hits, 1 home run. That was a massive home run. What was going through your head when that came off the bat?
I mean, you know, when we have type the pitcher like Peralta, and you win, and when gonna be is, I mean, you have to say yes and celebrate, you know, because he's good, and but we went better tonight, all the team.
Diaz, man, he's a tank. He plays every game, even on off day. You know what? You know who Elias Diaz reminds me a lot of? Susie Hunter. Because it's like a day off, and where is he? He's still getting in the middle of the action. He's still coming to the ballpark, getting ready. Elias Diaz is the Susie Hunter of the Rockies clubhouse.
Thank you so much for saying that.
You're welcome.
Because I do feel like I've spent a little too many off days at the ballpark.
It's true. We got to figure out who I am. I mean, I could be Brian Servant to finish out the analogy here a little bit, but we're still searching for the player in the Rockies clubhouse that is the me.
No one is you, Patrick.
Oh,
no
you.
one is you.
Thank you. I am the other 25 guys on the 26-man roster.
You are multiple people in one. Like
that makes sense. Now, Connor Seabold, I'm glad Buddy said in the post game, he started talking about Connor Seabold, but Black did in the post game from the 9-6 victory on Thursday. I may have even said it's Wednesday. It's when you get a Monday day off day.
It feels like a Wednesday. I keep forgetting that it's not Wednesday.
It is not. We don't have an off day tomorrow necessarily.
In general, just like before you get into actually talking about today's starting pitcher, Connor Seabold, I will say I don't know what day of the week it is any given day. I just know who is up in the Rockies starting rotation.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
I never know what day of the week it is.
And then it's like, oh, I know they go to New York, and then they go to Pittsburgh, and they're back home with Philly, and then they got Cincinnati, and they go away for 3 days against the first place in the AL West, Texas Rangers, and then they come back again. And it's like, yeah, we get it.
Wait,
we got baseball brains.
You were running through that schedule. You were talking to Kelsey Wingert yesterday, and she was like, how do you remember all this? You're like, the secret to remembering is you just don't forget. And
it is.
Like, we were dying.
You don't forget it. That's it. And I will not forget the way Bud Black seamlessly went into discussing Connor Seabold's efforts, because we discussed it even when they were down 3-0 and Nick Mears ended up giving up a run, which he didn't deserve. That's another thing. I was very much worried that the difference in the game was going to be the way Kris Bryant played that ball in right field. If you're watching that game, you're probably ripping your hair out right now and you're going, yes, I saw that. Clanks off the wall and it ends up being a triple, but he just didn't play it well enough. He should have kind of stood back a little bit, played the carom. He did not, so it was a triple, and then that ended up, I think it might have been a sacrifice fly, scored the runner from third, and became 4-0, but that water under the bridge in that way. But Connor Seabold, 5 innings pitched, only gave up 3 runs, and you go, well, he gave up 3 solo home runs. That's okay. If you would sign up every day to have 5 innings from your starter, especially right now with what the Rockies have been going through in their rotation, but 5 innings and only 3 runs, that's going to keep you in the game. That goes back to the clip and Buddy talking about it, and you mentioning they've just been down so early, and man, it's tough to come back from that. And Seabold really kept them in the game because he was only giving up solo home runs.
Yeah, I do think, because one of those home runs was a leadoff home run.
Yeah.
And that just has to be so mentally tough to come back from. But he gave up 2 solo shots, but they were solo shots.
That's right.
And what does Buddy say about what Catfish Hunter says?
What does Buddy say about Catfish Hunter says about solo home runs? Solo home runs don't break your back. They don't kill you. Well, Buddy said it doesn't kill you, but don't break your back. I mean, one, you can get physical therapy for. The other one, not so much. But nevertheless, like, the biggest number wasn't the 3 home runs. Again, all solo shots. The biggest number to me is no walks. In this season where the Rockies pitchers have been giving up free passes, they've been coming back to haunt them. And again, an error gets made. Well, now the runner on first base that got a free pass is now standing on third base, and that gets a little rally going for the opposition. And so not walking anybody, I think, was the most critical part for what Connor Seabold did. And the Rockies had a big W today, and you absolutely love to see that.
Love it.
I love it.
That's my line. That's like my thing that I always say.
Love it.
You love to see it. That's what I say when something's so great, but I just can't think of what else to say about it.
Well, I love to see people down at the DNVR bar on the corner of Colfax and York because I love baby ball.
I love it.
Friday, it feels like a week. Talk about not knowing what day of the week is. It makes no sense that the Nuggets played on Monday, and now they still haven't played since 3 days later. But they got a game on Friday. Then they don't play again until Tuesday. Because I'm like, oh, maybe we'll do a post-game show on Tuesday. Nope, Nuggets play game 5. So they've got 3 days off in between. Both of those, it's just a weird schedule.
You know what?
It's on the TV.
It's
on our TVs.
Yes, it's on our TVs. I was going to say, this is going to be kind of a great weekend at the bar, though, because, we've got Nuggets, UFC, no cover on Saturday night.
Really? No cover?
No cover. So, like,
first come, first serve.
I think are there 2 fights on? I think we're the only...
UFC, and then you got the Canelo fight.
Yeah, we got UFC and the Canelo fight going on, and there's no cover charge. We're the only bar in Denver showing both with no cover.
Yo, Kale.
Damn. Wait. Do you have to be a diehard?
No, it's open to the public.
All right, that's legit then. Wow.
Yeah, no, it's actually going to be such a fun weekend at the bar.
And that being said, if you are a diehard, you still get 15% off your food and drink. If you want to buy any merch that we've got, it's 20% off here at the bar. 20% even if you order it online at dnvrlocker.com.
And during watch parties, merch is buy one, get one half off.
Oh, wow.
What?
Even more. Wow.
Yeah, so like you get just like deals on deals for coming down to the bar.
How do we do that? That's like
I don't know.
such a good deal.
People are going to be like, wow, what a fun Saturday night. I have more money in my wallet than when I walked in here. That's the DNVR bar way, okay?
Wait, buy one, get one half off is such a good deal. My friends always like have like drinks and get merch when they're here. Like, this is so exciting. I can't wait to tell them.
That's amazing.
It's pretty lit.
It's pretty lit. Oh, Mark is letting us know the Nuggets play on Sunday too.
Oh,
Yeah, so you got Friday, you got Nugs, and then Saturday you got the fights, and then Sunday you got Nugs again. It's going to be like a packed 3 days at the bar.
It's a very aggressive sandwich.
So technically, and maybe this will have to be a game time decision, we could do a Tuesday post-game show. Since the Nuggets are going to sweep in 4, take that PHNX and all your people with their dumb purple hair. So inside. Inside baseball, literally. All right, you know what's not inside baseball? This has to go down as one of my worst transitions. You know what's not inside baseball? Backus and Schenker. Backus and Schenker. Now, when you get hurt, Backus and Schenker is here to help. They've been helping for 25 years, folks. Seriously, whether it's a motorcycle accident, car accident, pedestrian, ride share, like legitimately, hey, it's 2023. People are doing the ride share thing. Something can happen. Something could go down. You could get hurt at work. Give the folks over at Backus and Schenker a call. When I say folks, it's not because it's not just Backus, and it's not just Schenker, and it's not just Backus and Schenker. It's Backus, Schenker, 100 folks on staff, 30 different lawyers. They've won their clients over $1 billion.
With a B.
Legitimately. And the best part is they are doing work and they are consulting with you for free. So it doesn't cost you anything just to reach out and say, something happened. I don't know what I should do, or I don't really know if it was my fault or not. Just place a phone call, 222-2222, and figure out what's going on with that. And if they say, hey, no dice, we can't help you out, okay, fine. You lost nothing, but you could very much win big time because Backus and Schenker wins. Give them a call, 222-2222, Backus and Schenker.
Backus and Schenker.
I love it. Volo Sport. Oh, they don't have a song.
They don't
Not
have a
yet.
song,
Not
but
yet.
oh my gosh, the Volo crowd comes in here after games on many nights of the week, and it's kind of lit in here. Like, it's like a party. They're having like post-game parties here. It's so fun.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, they make one of those in-game type atmospheres where if you can't get to wherever you're going, I don't know how many people like try to watch PBA, Pro Bowlers Association. the Pro Bowlers Tour, but you can be in your own bowling league. But I'll tell you what, you can, if you did want to go to a big event like that, you could use Game Time tickets because this is a Game Time tickets ad read.
This is a Game Time ad?
Yes, it is. But you didn't know that.
I'm so confused.
I was for a second until right now when I realized we're talking about Game Time tickets. When you use code DNVR, you get $20 off your first purchase. So, Kale, next time you decide to go to a Rockies game, buy an entire row of seats and just hand them out to people walking by at Coors Field because you can probably legitimately get 20 seats to a Rockies game.
That's
with Game Time
actually
tickets.
so baller. I was surprised at how cheap the tickets were for this Brewer series at Coors Field.
Yeah.
Because there were so many single-digit tickets available.
Yeah, there were.
You really could have bought a whole row.
And the cool thing is you go, yeah, but I want to go to a Nuggets game. Well, they're in Phoenix, so that's going to be costly. But when they are at home for the Western Conference Finals, I mean, it's not very much of a hot take when they're up 2-0 like this with Chris Paul hurt. That being said, if you wait close to the start of the event, so like up to that 60-minute mark, you can get up to 60% off of the face value of those tickets. So people that maybe they're ticket brokers and they only got the seats just to sell them. So they're going to jack the prices up and then the prices get jacked down.
So
Game Time tickets allow you to get your tickets jacked down.
So I did this on my birthday for the Nuggets playoff game. I sat lower balcony, front row of the balcony for $60 all in.
Really?
Using the Game Time. So, and that's exactly what I did. An hour before the game, I went on with me and my friends.
Yeah.
And this is first round of
This
the
was
playoffs.
a playoff game. Just like, so
Damn.
tickets just like, and so it's, the Game Time thing is legit. I'm just saying, I literally just used it last week.
I heard, I did hear people have figured out how to hack the Taylor Swift concert, where if you try to buy your tickets after the openers, you can get a really good deal. So something that I'm keeping an eye on.
Yeah, but there's a couple good Girl in Red. I mean, the openers for Denver show I was not happy with. But her other openers I love.
Yeah, no. Yeah, her openers in Denver, like, I'm not super familiar with. So, like, I would rather save hundreds of dollars and not see them.
Yeah.
No
Game Time.
offense to the openers. I know that they are all very talented.
Yes,
So
no
anyway,
offense.
these are the things that we were like, I could do pregame at the field and then hop on over
You could.
and see some Taylor Swift.
That's
You're
true.
not going to see me that Yankees weekend.
No.
It's so sad.
I love that. I also love Pins and Aces. Look, they've got the golf gear, and they've also just got regularly, like, just nice clothes that they've got. I've got an awesome button up that I can't wait to flex on maybe a warmer day. We're close. It was kind of like almost muggy today, maybe a little bit humid. Today would have been a perfect day to bust that out. I love my red Pins and Aces cap. You're going to love all the stuff that they've got, the liquor stick, the beer sleeve, so you could, drink responsibly while you're on the 18 holes there. You're going to get 15% off when you use code DNVR and support a Colorado business like Pins and Aces. You get 15% off with code DNVR and you get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com. Wednesday night, 7-1 win. Huge one. Scoreless outing for Kyle Freeland. 5 innings pitched. No runs allowed. No walks. Again, those are the big numbers. 5 strikeouts. Why didn't he go deeper? You would have loved to have seen he only threw like 63 pitches, but I think the Rockies did dodge a major bullet.
Okay, so yeah, we I wish we put a picture of this in the show, but his neck, he was feeling it in his neck. And of course, when you see a mound visit with a starting pitcher, when we're already down so many starting pitchers, we are down more starting pitchers than most teams have.
Yeah. Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Kyle Freeland's neck, Lamette's back, and there's more to that song too, right?
Oh,
My neck.
we can't.
I don't actually.
We can't say that. This
Freeland's
is a family
neck,
show.
Lamette's back, Lamette's on the IL.
You are like towing the line of HR right now.
You can say FG, Forrest Gump. You just can't say FC. Charlie Blackmon hit his 4th home run of the season. 460-foot shot. He hit it to a spot in the ballpark you don't see a lot of baseballs go. Over the bullpen into the second deck. That was a shot. 463. You go, all right, you're hoping for it to be closer to 500. I mean, it's only 37 feet off. That being said, it was his 3rd longest home run of the StatCast era for Charlie Blackmon. So that was a shot for Charlie Blackmon.
That is so incredible. I'm glad he still has it in his elderly age.
Oh, he got it like that.
He got it.
He does got it like that. Brent Suter, another scoreless inning. I did see somebody behind home plate with a Brent Suter Brewers jersey. Very nice. I wonder how many people realize that he comes out to the Jurassic Park music. Like, what is this? Because it's so kind of low. It's very subdued.
And also, it just kind of sounds like something that a ballpark would play just in between things happening.
Actually, I wonder how many people think it might be like Field of Dreams music. Because it has that timeless... No?
Maybe?
A little
No.
bit. Yeah, I think so.
I feel like the
that
people who
vibe.
know the Jurassic Park music and know the Field of Dreams, like I feel like there isn't a lot of people who know one or know the other.
Those movies were only separated by about 5 years from when they came out. It's because, his nickname is obviously the Raptor. We know that, but again, how many fans are in on that? We know Will knows plenty about those nicknames. Does Chuck have 48 home runs left in him to pass Larry Walker? Probably not.
That's a lot of home runs.
That is a lot.
A lot of home runs.
But he's in second in all these other categories, right? He just passed Larry Walker for most runs. So Chuck's having a nice renaissance right now. It'll be interesting to see what happens at the deadline. Very interesting.
No, he couldn't possibly go. I mean, I know like we love the idea of the Rockies making trades at the trade deadline because we never get to see it.
Yeah.
But that would break a lot of hearts.
It would. That would be rough. It'd break a lot of bobbleheads because are they still going to give out a bobblehead for a player who's no longer on the team? Would they move up the bobblehead date? Keep an eye on that one. That's the one. Watch for the advancement all of a sudden, late June. Charlie Blackmon bobblehead? What? It's supposed to be September. There's a reason why they don't want to wait until September.
I feel like Charlie will stay.
Yeah, I don't have a feel on it just yet.
I think
I think he probably will too, honestly.
I think they'll keep him around just to not mess up the bobblehead night. There are not a lot of bobblehead nights.
No, there's only one right now scheduled.
It's just him.
I mean, what else would there be? It would have to be some kind of hokey Star Wars themed bobblehead. I mean, again, it's usually based off of the play of last year. So, like, what are you gonna do? They could maybe at the last minute say, "Hey, Tovar's good. He's a big leaguer. Let's see if we can slide in an Ezequiel Tovar bobblehead and get the factory going and give that bad boy out like in August or something." But that's the first Tovar bobblehead. Do you want to wait until next year? I don't know, man.
We have a lot to think about.
We do. I'll tell you what. Here's something to think about.
Okay.
So let me give the flowers to Brent Suter. 0.98 ERA. He's given up 2 earned runs in 18 and a third innings pitched this year. Sheesh indeed. 9th lowest in franchise history through a player's first 12 games, minimum of 10 innings pitched, to begin their Rockies career. And the lowest since Adam Ottavino had a 0.69 ERA in 2012.
Nice.
Trejo, bases clearing double, 3 RBI. Again, this is Tuesday night in the 7-1 win.
Okay, I want to talk about that bases clearing double.
That was the first extra base hit with the bases loaded since last August. Yikes. Talk about not hitting a grand slam, but...
That I feel like... So I was watching that on TV because I was actually home. What a treat. But I was so excited for just a couple of seconds because I'm like, oh, tell me Alan Trejo just hit a grand freaking slam.
That was a bomb.
And when was the last time the Rockies had a grand slam?
2021.
Too long. And if Alan Trejo was the guy to break that drought, I would have been screaming.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, he
But still, a bases clearing double, I'll take it.
I didn't do a dong check on that one to see how many ballparks that would have gone out for.
Oh,
but it might have.
I'll do a dong check.
All right,
I'll do a
that.
dong check.
Now, so we're talking about home dates and promotions to try to get more people out. The Rockies are weird because they always give their promotions out on the weekends. That's when people are going. By the way, 30,000 people today on Thursday afternoon. Pretty sure about 8,000 of those were the kids that were forced to maybe buy a ticket for STEM Day. I'm not sure. There was actually a really solid crowd. I will say that. So speaking of home dates, right? Promotions probably should be given away during the weekdays. Now, we learned, and we got it confirmed by Ken Rosenthal, Bud Black essentially. I was the first person to confirm it. Rockies will play in the Mexico series in 2024 against the Astros, which means maybe we've got our Serbia trip.
Okay. We got to put this out there now because I want to go to Mexico.
We might have our Serbia trip. It's in Mexico.
I think this will be so much. I got to really step up my Duolingo.
Yeah, you do.
I really do if I'm going to be our translator.
And how about this? If you want to double the content, you can fly in. I'll road trip it in.
How long of a drive is it to Mexico City?
Oof.
that something you want to do?
I think it's a day.
It's a day?
I think it
Would
could
you
be a
drive
day.
it straight?
No. I mean, I wouldn't drive drunk. So I guess I would drive it straight. But you meant like not
Straight
okay,
through.
got it. Yeah. But so there's our Serbia trip. Now, learned a couple things about the whole Mexico City series and whatnot.
Please
that
tell
went down
me.
and what will go down. So these, I need to get it confirmed, but it seems more than likely that these will be considered Rockies home dates.
But you know what? That makes sense for me because the Rockies are more at home in that kind of altitude. But also, how Coors Field is a mile high, Mexico City is about a mile and a half high.
Mile plus 2,000 feet. Yes. So I think this series was they charged the Padres, right?
Yeah, they were the Padres were the home team for that.
Right. So
Because they've also played at that stadium before.
true, yeah. So the Padres are going to have 79 home dates at Petco. Rockies 79 home dates next year. I think MLB has to like buy out the Rockies. There's all kinds of interesting specifics I'd love to know about. But so yeah, there'll be only 79 home dates next year for the Rockies. Probably, allegedly, got to confirm that. Now, all of these games that they play in Mexico are in April because apparently May through October is considered the rainy season for Mexico.
That makes sense.
Now, it's not like downpour, but it's like kind of similar to Miami where it's going to rain for a little bit, in the afternoon, whatever. So they'll be in April. And apparently MLB does have a portable humidor. They've got like 3 or 4 of them that they send out. And that's fun to think about.
Yeah, like just
What
like a
portable
mini
humidor would look like.
A mini humidor.
Yeah, so that's pretty neat. So we've got our Serbia trip, Mexico City, Trejo. What was the dongage?
Okay, I
that
have a
bases
dong because
loaded.
we have a couple of Rockies on the Would It Dong account.
Such a good account.
Such a good account. So that Trejo bases clearing double from Wednesday night's game.
I think I've been saying Tuesday. Wait, in the notes, do I have Tuesday?
No.
I didn't.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure. Guys, as you know, we've mentioned before in this show, we never know what day of the week it is.
We're a little loopy.
We will
get recalibrated. This weekend we'll be recalibrated.
We'll be recalibrated. Okay, so Wednesday nights, bases clearing double from Alan Trejo would have been a home run at Oracle Park and nowhere else.
Ooh.
But get this. Kris Bryant, hold on. Okay, so
He hit one on Wednesday night as well.
he hit that.
His third Coors home run. Chrissy Coors. Is that his official nickname now? Chrissy Coors?
Chrissy Coors. I don't know if I love it, but I'll take it.
No? All
Hold
right.
on a second. Hold on, because where did it go? I just lost it.
Robert pointing out, Mets coming. Well, they're not coming to town. Rockies are going to their town. They are struggling right now.
Yes.
Rockies can keep that momentum, but what about Kris Bryant?
Okay, that Kris Bryant double from today. That would have donged in 20 of 30 ballparks, including American Family Field, where the Brewers call home.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not realize
I didn't realize that would have donged in so many places. That sounds terrible. I regret
does.
everything.
I did not.
This whole damn show is such a liability.
I underestimated Brian's dong there on that for sure.
Hate this.
No two ways about it. You know what I don't hate? Shady Rays.
Yes.
You know what I do hate? I do hate when people are staying with you, right? So let me
Okay.
paint the scene, right?
You're setting a very elaborate scene for an ad read.
All right, long story short, in-laws staying with me for a little bit. They've got some things going on at their home. Need to borrow my car. My prescription sunglasses are in the car. I need to go out for a run. What do I wear? I had my Shady Rays with me. They kept me safe on my run. It was fantastic. Polarized, it's amazing right now. You can go buy one, get one. They've got their own BOGO. We've got a BG. Right, because there's no vowels. We got a BG with watch parties, but they've got a proper BOGO when you use code DNVR. They're going to hook it up with the buy one, get one. They got the lost and broken replacement policy. So if you happen to lose them or break them, they will replace it. Either way, it's fantastic. If you go to the Park Meadows Mall, go there in person, try it on your face. If you're not sure how it looks, they're going to hook you up with 50% off when you buy 2 or more. And you know what? Even if you just decide to order them and just wing it, send it back within 30 days and you get a full refund.
So
You
many
can't miss.
options.
Tons of options.
So many.
Breck Brew has tons of options, but right now it's all about the Mile High City Golden Ale.
My
the nugs.
favorite. I think that is my favorite of the Breck Brew creations.
It's the Breck Brew that gave Nikola Jokic his it factor, dare I say. His
Okay.
3-time MVP deserving it factor. You know what I mean? That's what Joel Embiid needs. He needs a little Mile High City Golden Ale, and maybe he'll play a little bit better. You can't have your team winning when you're not even on the floor. How much of an MVP are you? I know this is a touchy subject
What
for you.
the fuck, Patrick?
That's Breck Brew Mile High City Golden Ale. Made with 100% Colorado ingredients. The same Colorado ingredients that's going to the NBA Finals this year.
Yeah.
I love it.
I don't know what I'm going to do with myself if it's a Nuggets Sixers finals.
Ooh, you might not have to worry about the Sixers getting there. Kale, what did you have to add?
Don't come to work.
Yeah, I'm calling out. Kale's literally telling me not to go to work.
I will. It will be toxic.
It's already, I feel like this week has already been so toxic. Okay.
Yeah.
All y'all.
All right. We've got plenty to talk about. Here's the thing. I don't know what of the plenty we're going to talk about. Do you have something you want to talk about, or do I have something that I want to talk about?
I think you have something that you want to talk about.
So you don't have anything to talk about.
I don't think I have anything to talk
All
about.
right, let's get caught up on MLB in April, right?
Okay,
Here we are,
yeah.
May 4th. But let's look at the standings. Tampa Bay in the AL East. We'll do it for the American side of things that we don't care too much about.
Okay.
Tampa Bay with the 23 wins. Everybody in the AL East is pretty much around 500 or better than 500. Jeff Passan tweeted something out of like teams, how they're playing against other teams outside of their division, right? So like if you're in the AL Central, Guardians and Twins can really beat up on Royals, Tigers, etc., White Sox even. And so let's not talk about the teams you should be beating up in your division. How about everybody else? And it's like the AL East is just dominating right now, and you got to think all three teams are coming out of 3 wild cards who are probably going to be coming out of the AL East. Do you think Boston could be legit? Are you worried about the Yankees? Who's going to make the postseason between those two? Both? One? Neither?
I'm not rooting. Is that a Freudian slip? I mean, I'm envisioning neither of them make the postseason.
Yeah, I got the Yankees getting in. I think they're going to be okay there. As long as you play in those pinstripes, you can pick up a guy off the street, put him in pinstripes, and all of a sudden, he's a borderline MVP candidate.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe they're just like, maybe they got a little overconfident.
Could be.
They have a lot of aging dudes.
Did you want to say aged? And
Aging.
you're like, I've never used aged before.
No,
Aged.
I was thinking aging.
All 5 teams are going to win 80 games in that division. I think so. That would be wild if so. Minnesota, only team above 500, at least entering May. Cleveland was a game under 500. They're looking all right. Are the Twins going to run away with it, or... Well, I think I know what you think because we both have Cleveland representing the American League. I got them winning the World Series even still after the injury to Tristan McKenzie.
Yeah, you know what? Cleveland never plays well in April.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to get it together. And I don't think Minnesota's going to keep up with what they have going on. I think it might be close at the end of the regular season.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one to watch. I think both those teams have a lot of, interesting players, and Cleveland's obviously a little bit younger, and you might not know the names, but if you're on the Guardians, like you're going to contribute, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Texas finished April in first place in the AL West. Kind of surprisingly. I mean, they spent a lot of money, so you go, well, they should. They've got the talent on paper.
I would hope so.
They should be there, but you never know. And then Jacob deGrom, is he going to get hurt? Andrew Heaney seems like he's been the guy. Are you concerned about how Seattle has started the season? I did not have them making the postseason. I just had this inkling that maybe they wouldn't. Are you concerned a little bit right now, or
not yet? Because you know what we always say. There's a lot of baseball left.
That's true. We always say that.
We always say there's a lot of baseball left.
We do. In the NL East, everyone's over 500 except the Washington Nationals. I don't know if it'll stay that way with the Marlins, but I really got the sense that only 2 teams from that division are going to go to the postseason. I had the Mets as being that team that missed out. Phillies still in there in the hunt.
I was like ready
Bryce
to.
Harper's back.
I was ready to fight you for a second,
No, I have
depending
Philly
on what
going.
you said. Well,
I
I
Phillies
didn't know
going.
if you changed your mind, but
I'm sticking with that.
speaking of the NL East, did
Yeah.
you see who the Nationals picked up?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Another Rockies pitcher. Although Alex Colomé, he got picked up by the Nats, didn't he? He's on the White Sox now, but he did originally get picked up by the Nats, didn't he?
I think so. Also, wait, hold on. Did Alex Colomé rebrand to Alexander Colomé?
You know what?
Because I was pretty sure he was Alex Colomé. His baseball reference page is Alex Colomé. And the White Sox, when they posted their thing saying that he was, did the big club take him? I think so.
Yeah, he got called up.
He got called up.
Yeah, in that press release, there was another guy too that I looked up that I'm like, I don't recognize that name. It looks like another name. And then I did a search. They changed the guy from Frank to Franklin. And so there were two guys on that list that had slightly different names. I don't think so. I think he's still Alex Colomé.
I'm like, I don't know. Because like sometimes the rebranding is fun. It changes the energy. Didn't Joshua Fuentes do that a couple of seasons ago?
I think with Alex Colomé, because he can no longer take, as long in between pitches, he's like, well, I'm going to lengthen my name. So therefore, maybe I'll get an extra second when they're announcing me.
More time.
He's like, Alexander's like, that's his cue to catch his breath because there's a couple extra syllables in his name. But getting back to it, who did the Nationals pick up?
Our old friend, Jose Urena.
Yeah, he likes those NL East teams.
He does.
He's a good depth piece. He'll be okay. Will he? I mean, he has to pitch better. What's the over under on starts with the Nationals? I'm gonna set the over under at 7.5.
Who else do they even have starting now?
Mackenzie Gore, Josiah Gray, then 3 other guys that we don't have enough time in the podcast to go through. So I'm going to just name those 3 guys. Cade Cavalli has had Tommy John surgery. But again, Gore, Gray, and then those other 3 guys. But 7.5 starts. Will he make more or less, Jose Urena, with the Nationals? I'm going to say
less. I'm going less.
I'm kind of leaning towards less too, but I'm going to take the over only because there's a reason they picked him up because they're just short on arms, I think. So
I mean, we're not short on arms over here in Colorado.
No, I think we're going to see Ty Block eventually getting back on the roster when they kind of need to utilize him and then get rid of him again. The corresponding move that we should end up seeing. So Lambert, before the game, did get added to the 26-man roster. Dinelson Lamet, Freeland's neck, Lamet's back. Lamet goes on the IL. And then the corresponding move probably tomorrow, but we don't know yet. Probably be Senzatela activated for the game, and then maybe Nick Mears will go down. So he served a purpose and he provided a lot of service in his outing today.
Thank you for your service, Nick Mears.
Yeah, so that's what the 26-man roster will end up looking like. Yes, Bryce Harper, he's back. 0 for on the first game, 3 for 3 in his second game back. He's impressive.
He is I think the Phillies are going to have a really, really fun time now that he's back.
I think so. NL Central, Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Pittsburgh. Who would have thought? Pittsburgh.
Probably a lot of Rockies fans because they go, they got Connor Joe now. So, well, they do.
I mean, that's also the magic of like when another team picks up one of our guys. They go on to have such a great time, such a great season.
Connor Joe, Sam Hilliard. Chad Kuhl started out pretty well in the year. Did you see the potentially leaked Pittsburgh Pirates City Connect uniforms? They're getting them.
I did not.
It's like a jersey. So we've got a way to go to see all of the details, but no shocker. I think it'll still just be black and yellow.
I was going to say, that's the one thing I'm hoping is that it's black and yellow because every team in that city adheres to that specific color palette, and I respect the hell out of that.
Yeah. It's like if you look at all of the teams and you talk about their colors in the 3 major sports, it's black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah,
I would too.
I would say that. What a performance we're getting right now.
I'm such a whiz. Now, St. Louis was 10 games back of first place in May. Cardinals fan, if you know a Cardinals fan, reach out, give them a poke. Give them a poke and say, hey, what's up?
Oh, boy.
How's the basement?
They have to be, that fan base has to be imploding right now when you look at their record and notice that it is worse than the Colorado Rockies record right now.
Yep. And the Rockies just did him a favor, though, taking 3 from the Brewers. So gotta thank the Rockies for that.
We cannot stop giving to the Cardinals organization.
Rockies are further back from first place than the Rockies are from first place. Do you think we'll end the season that way? Or will the Rockies be... I think the Rockies will probably still end up being further back.
I think this will all kind of even out.
Yeah. I think so too. Arizona and LA are both tied for first place going into the month.
Weird.
LA,
So weird.
LA has been like sneakily quiet and still, playing above 500 baseball. They're still poised for 100 wins. There's no two ways about it.
You think they'll get 100 wins?
I think so.
I think they'll top out at 99. I don't think they're going to have the season they had last year.
Okay. All right. I'll take that bet. I'll take that. Over under 99.5. I'll take the over. You take the under.
Okay, deal.
I'll take the high road. You take the low. There. That's Tenacious D lyric. All right. Early
know what
MVP
that is.
candidates. Ronald Acuna Jr., Luis Arias. Wow. He is something for the Miami Marlins. Cody Bellinger, Xander Bogaerts, Max Muncy, just hitting home runs. He's found his stroke back.
Mashing.
He's mashing. In the American League, Shohei, Trout, we know those guys. Matt Chapman, Wander Franco.
Who would have thought?
Francus. Wander has been fantastic. So the Rays, I kind of hadn't realized this. They have never had anybody finish inside the top 5 for AL MVP voting.
What?
I mean, in a way, it does kind of make sense. So the closest would have been 2008 when they went to the World Series, their first year, dropping the devil, calling themselves just the Tampa Bay Rays and kind of going from the animal to the sunshine, right? That kind of makes sense. Longoria has finished 6th twice. And I had to go back to even look at the voting details because I'm like, all right, you finished 6th. You could get a couple first place votes, a couple 10th place votes. See how it goes. He did get 2 4th place votes, but in 2010, Carl Crawford got a random 2nd place vote, and he finished right behind Longoria in AL MVP voting. So Carl Crawford, how about that?
Sneaky good. So sneaky.
Yeah. So the Rays, this could be their year.
Are they due?
I'm believing in them. I think they're legitimate. It's all going to come together until the World Series, and then their pitcher, 3rd time through the order, take him out. Not this time. You got to go with your gut. You got to leave your guy in there. Blake Snell. That's a reference.
That was, what a reference.
You're now, all right, Susie, let's see if you can get, before we wrap up, let's see if you can get inside my mind and see if you can figure out how my brain works. Because I like connecting
I've been trying to
things.
figure this out for the past year.
This is what makes me good at segues, is because I see 2 words. There's an improvisational game where 2 people will say just a random word, and they try to find a thing or a word that links those 2 words together.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And so what does your canary yellow ring have to do with baseball? Can you find a connection? Because when I look at that, I make a baseball connection immediately in my brain. It makes me think of a player, but I have to think of a person that this player gave the yellow canary or canary yellow ring to in order to get to that player.
Oh,
So anything can be brought back to baseball.
I mean, I was thinking like a World Series ring, but
Didn't Alex Rodriguez, when he proposed to Jennifer Lopez, give her a canary yellow ring?
was that? Or was that a different one of her engagement rings?
Well, didn't Jennifer Lopez get a
Jennifer
canary
Lopez
yellow
does.
engagement ring?
She
and
did.
Wasn't he engaged to? She
Yes.
was engaged to A-Rod.
Yes.
And that's how I get there.
A-Rod,
That's how the brain
J-Lo
works.
engagement ring. Let's see. I don't think, no, because I think P. Diddy gave her the canary diamond. J-Lo.
No.
J-Lo.
Kale, what was it? Who was it?
Canary
Who gave it?
diamond. Let's find out.
I don't know. This is the one that Alex Rodriguez.
It was Ben Affleck.
Oh.
It was her first engagement to Ben Affleck.
There you go.
That was a cultural moment.
That was. And so now when I think of the movie 14 going on 40 with Jennifer Garner, I think of Alex Rodriguez because...
You do know that's not the name of the movie.
It was 13 going on 30, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, never seen it. Didn't see it. I thought it was, I was like, wait, they don't make movies about 40-year-old women in Hollywood.
No,
Unfortunately, that's a criticism.
40-year-old women are just
Yeah.
disgusting to Hollywood.
You can do it if you're Judd Apatow about a 40-year-old guy, and it's like, oh, it's Paul Rudd.
It's different. It's
everyone's
a buddy
sweetheart.
comedy, but no, a 40-year-old woman? Ugh. God forbid Hollywood do that.
Exactly. You turn 40. You know what? Maybe we could get you in for a walk-on role in
When
Golden
you're-
Girls.
Okay, when you're a 40-year-old actress, I feel
It's
like
sad.
you
It's sad.
switch and you were playing the mom of like young adults, and
yeah.
it's messed up.
It's true. It is messed up. Kale, you had something about this. 13 going on 30.
I was just surprised you'd never seen this movie. It's a really good movie.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, I was around when Jennifer Garner was in Alias and was like, all right, she's a thing.
She's a thing.
And I never jumped on board, but she was engaged to Ben Affleck.
They were married. They have children.
And before marriage comes...
engagement.
All right,
yes.
So she was engaged.
She
to
was
Ben
engaged
Affleck.
to Ben Affleck.
I don't acknowledge the marriage.
I like to think it went a little further than that. But.
And Ben Affleck engaged to J-Lo, engaged to A-Rod. So therefore, when I think of 13 going on 30, I think of Alex Rodriguez now because that's how my brain works.
And you think of this ring.
That would be a fun segment. You just name a thing and go bring it back to baseball.
You know what? When we're this is a good off-season activity
yeah,
for
maybe.
us. Because we actually have so many things to talk about.
That's
because
true.
The Rockies always give us so much to talk about.
They give us so much to talk about on Twitter at DNVR_Rockies on Twitter. I knew what you were doing there. Don't think I didn't see you forcefully trying to end the show rather than figure out what the hell else I wanted to talk about. I talk about baseball things over at Patrick D. Lyons on Twitter.
I talk about baseball and a lot of stupid bullshit at the Susie Hunter, not just on Twitter, but all platforms.
For the first time in 2023, and maybe for the first time in like 2 years, we have not provided any momentum on the podcast side, but the Rockies have. It has completely been a role reversal right now.
You don't
the
think we
Rockies
have momentum? I think we've got momentum.
If for anyone still tuning in, jump in the chat if you enjoyed that 13 going on 30 segment. It was almost a segment. It was that long. Can we clip this and just release it as a separate thing? We're doing good numbers over on YouTube. I think this one's going to land with the proper description, utilizing the SEOs and whatnot. It's going to be, it's going to give us even more momentum.
Now you're actually murdering the momentum.
But you know what they say about momentum?
Patrick, what do they say?
It's only as good as your next show, which means we've got great momentum since Susie will be back tomorrow at
3 p.m.
on the DNVR Sports channel right here on YouTube.